back to the Lalit Podcast. This is a quiet space to slow down, reflect, and stay human in a world that constantly asks us to be strong, productive, and perfect. Today's episode is called Learning to Be Gentle with Myself. And this is something I'm still learning every single day. For a long time, I thought being hard on myself was the reason I improved. I believed that discipline meant pressure, that growth required criticism, that if I wasn't pushing myself, I wasn't doing enough. So I was always watching myself, fixing things, correcting things, judging everything. My voice, my body, my performance. Nothing ever felt enough. Even when things went well, my mind would immediately go to what could have been better. At some point, I realized something didn't feel right. I was improving, but I wasn't enjoying it. I was achieving, but I wasn't at peace. And the strange thing was, no one was being as hard on me as I was on myself. The pressure wasn't coming from the outside anymore. It was coming from within. And that kind of pressure is the hardest to escape. There was also a time when I took everything very personally, especially as singer. In auditions, rehearsals, or feedback sessions, every comment felt like it was about me. Not just my voice, but me as a person. If someone said something critical, it didn't just stay in that moment. It stayed with me for days, sometimes weeks, and slowly it started affecting my confidence. The difficult part is criticism stays longer than confidence. You can have one good rehearsal, one good performance, but one negative comment can stay in your mind for so much longer. And if you're not careful, it starts to shape how you see yourself. You start doubting more, overthinking more, holding back more. And that's when I realized this isn't helping me grow anymore. It's slowly breaking me down. Of course, not everyone experiences this in the same way. Some people may not face this kind of pressure as often. Some people may not take things very personally. And that's okay. But I think at some point in life, We all face moments where something affects us more than we expected. A comment, a rejection, a situation that stays in our mind longer than it should. And in those moments, it's not really about what happened. It's about how we hold it inside ourselves. So I started asking myself, how do I grow without letting everything destroy my confidence? And the answer wasn't to ignore feedback. It was to change how I hold it. Not everything is personal. Not every comment defines me. Not every opinion needs to stay. Now, I do a few simple things that help me come back to myself. Sometimes I listen to affirmations just to remind myself that I'm allowed to feel safe in my own voice. Sometimes I write things down when my thoughts feel loud, when I overthink, when everything feels too much. I put it on paper. Not to fix it immediately, but to see it clearly. And once it's outside of my head, it feels lighter, less overwhelming, more manageable. I realized that being gentle with myself doesn't mean I stop improving. It doesn't mean I lower my standards. It means I stop attacking myself in the process. Because growth shouldn't feel like punishment. I'm still learning this. There are still days when I fall back into old patterns. But now I notice it faster, and instead of reacting with more pressure, I pause. I take a breath and I choose to soften. Not because I'm weak, but because I want to last. Because I want to enjoy this life, not just perform through it. Over time, I realized I needed a space to process my thoughts. Not in a critical way, but in a gentle, honest way. That's actually why I created my monthly reset journal as a quiet space to reflect, reset, and come back to yourself. If your thoughts ever feel overwhelming, having a place to put them down can really help. If you've been hard on yourself for a long time, I see you. But maybe today, you don't need more pressure. Maybe you need a little more gentleness. Just for today, speak to yourself a little softer. Give yourself a little more space. And remember, you can grow without hurting yourself in the process. I'll see you in the next episode.